Welcome to Shadow the Broker 51 Triple Threat. So we will get started with actually introductions first. First up is Kale.
I'm playing Erdogan Sale, Force-sensitive archaeologist and rebel agent.
Next up is Dustin.
I am playing Wolf, the Rhodian sharpshooter.
Next up is JB.
Playing Alro Peacock, Zexo Technician Slicer.
Next is Jeff.
I'm playing the droid R0CK4, Meraki.
And last but not least, we've got Nick.
I am pulling Nahat Hako, a Nemoidian ambassador. Propagandist.
All right, so let's go ahead and roll for obligation, duty, and morality.
Am I really that least?
Oh gosh, skip right over Jack, who's actually GM assistant. So Jack.
Yes, I am playing Rook, a whipped technician enforcer who was actually an agent of the broker for another cell, but has recently joined up with this cell after being captured by Mandalorians.
Sorry about that. So many people on the bottom there that I skipped right over you. All right, so we've got 29, 73, and 30.
29 actually hits Rock's contracted obligation. He's contracted to bring trophies from ranked Imperials he's killed. 73 goes right over duty, and 30 hits the balance point on morality.
Okay, yeah, Rock, you're going to have to think about that in the course of the adventure. I don't really have anything that I can think of right off the top of my head.
Okay, well, if the Empire is involved in any way, just expect Rock to collect things.
Okie doke. So we will get started here with. I trust everyone's seen the crawl. If not, too late.
Yep.
All right, so you are at the Altar Mountain Safe House, and Rogesh and NWM3 left on a supply run to Srelur over a week ago. They were supposed to check in 2 days ago. Normally, this wouldn't be cause for alarm, but something just doesn't feel right. Also, with NWM3 gone, all holocalls usually made by the droid to the broker have been handled by the agents themselves. However, since 2 days ago as well, no calls have been returned.
Well, that's not good. We kind of need N1M3 and Rogesh around. The place just feels empty without them.
Aw. Alright, so you guys can give me just, and this is optional, just some brief RP on what you're doing in the Ultra Mountain Safe House, especially with that information.
Rook would be probably trying to fill the void and 1 and 3 had in the control room, either familiarizing himself with the base's layout or just trying to keep housekeeping activities going.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you know, one thing too, since we do have a lot of new characters, not necessarily players, but your characters are assumed to know pretty much everything that's happened in the past just through in-character mission logs, going through recordings and whatnot. So, but if there is something that comes up that you don't really have context for, you don't really understand, feel free to speak up, because this mission does call upon a lot of past stuff. All right, anyone else with some stuff that you've got in mind for your character?
Nahat is probably sifting through propaganda, both Imperial and Rebel and Independent, trying to find the best sources.
Okay. All right, so as a party, or rather everyone in the party can make one of two rolls. You have to choose which one that you're concentrating on. This is kind of a memory check where, well, I'll explain as I go through each one. So the first one is a hard, no upgrades, perception or vigilance check with a setback to recall anything amiss with the broker's last transmission. So that's one choice. The other choice is a daunting upgraded 4 times with a setback, perception, or vigilance check to recall anything amiss with Rogesh before he left with M1M3. So each one of you can make one of those 2 checks, but you have to choose.
Is the daunting one? I can't remember. You just said it. Is the daunting one upgraded natively or no?
It is. So actually, and I'll even tell you why. It's opposed by Rogesh's cool. You're trying to remember something in the past, which is why there's a setback. And with the information you have now, there's a possibility that it may make you look back on certain interactions earlier in a different light.
Okay. Rock's going to try to recall something odd about Ragesh.
Okay.
Um.
So it's 4 reds and a setback.
Oh, 4
What was
reds
the
and a
first
setback. Oh,
What was the deal for the recalling something about the broker?
That one is actually only a hard, no upgrades with a setback. Okay. Oh, and before you guys move too fast forward, do note the successes that people have gotten. So then you probably should check on the other one. But since Nick already rolled, I'm going to keep that. But okay, so Erdogan, you noticed that there was another signal that piggybacked on the main signal on the last transmission from the broker, and it went directly to M1M3. That's not that big of a deal because it's kind of assumed that the broker obviously speaks to M1M3. However, in light of the disappearance, you're probably a little bit more curious about that signal than normal. So to actually decipher that message, it will be a formidable upgraded 3 times computers check.
I think Erdo would probably look for somebody who knew more about computers, if there was someone available.
If you're in the control room, Rook would immediately perk up.
So Erdo would have 5 intellect to contribute to that role, but no computers.
Okay.
I can give you 3 ranks.
Okay. So yeah, I guess Erdo would ask, hey, there's something odd about this signal. Would you help me investigate it? There's an extra signal with the broker's last transmission.
Interesting. Yes, let's see if we can't piece this together.
And that was daunting 3 upgrades?
Yes.
Okay.
Ooh. Okay.
Ooh.
I know what to do with that despair, but I can't tell you. One second, I'm just writing notes down. Okay, so with the success and an advantage, you're able to sift through the interference and really get a clear message, and it's just a very short message from the broker to M1M3 that says, steer him clear if possible. If not, proceed with protocol CF3. So that is what you hear. We have one last check though, because I think that maybe it was Wolf who hasn't rolled yet for the daunting perception or vigilance check for Rogesh, or with Rogesh.
Sure, I'll roll for it.
I mean, you never know. So it's 4 reds and a black.
Would there be any way we could piece together what that protocol is?
In the course of the adventure, possibly.
All right.
But none of you heard. This is the first you've ever heard of that. All right. So unfortunately, you guys did not get what Rogesh, or anything amiss with Rogesh. So. Sorry, I'm just going through my notes again. All right, so Rogesh is missing. You have this mysterious message from the broker to M1M3. Before I proceed, is there anything that you guys want to do?
I can't think of anything.
All right. And I mean, no worries. It's totally valid if you don't have anything in mind. So all of a sudden, you get, or all of you get a holocall message, and it is from Borga the Hutt's secure line. However, in really big, all capital letters, it says from Alberon Sintel. So who's going to pick up the call? Or will you just, put
Rock.
it in the holo tank so that everyone can be there?
Rock will transfer it to the holo tank.
Okay. So Saber is not here at the moment. He is off doing his own things. Actually, let's just say that he has gone out to search for Ragesh on his own. So other teammates are also out there looking for Ragesh. All right, so one moment here. Ah, agents. So very good to see you. I heard about your adventures on Ord Gimmel. Well done. I would like to personally invite you to New Zygeria for a celebration of my 50th birthday and the beginning of a new day for Zygerians everywhere. Where is my son?
Wait,
He's out at the
doesn't he
moment.
still think that Saber is dead?
No.
I heard about your adventures on Ord Gimmel.
Ah, okay.
Saber made a big grandstanding in the throne room. Kind of hard to hide that.
But actually, King Alberon has a very proud look on his face, which is a little bit surprising, given, his interactions with Saber in the past.
Yes. Rock just tells him he's Saber's out at the moment.
Well, my birthday is not for another week. However, I would love to have you come visit New Zygeria and hopefully have Saber come along when he is able.
Well, we certainly can't speak for him, but we'll let him know.
Thank you. So, any questions before he cuts the call? I mean, this is actually really big that he called you all specifically to give
Actually,
a verbal
I am-
invitation.
I'm kind of curious how he got this line.
Well,
He
I
called
mean,
Borga.
Borga obviously put him through.
Oh, boy. Okay.
You can always talk to Borga after this conversation.
Yeah, because I want to ask Borga what his relation, or what his dealings with Alberon are.
Okay. Well, I mean, we can do that after you finish with Alberon. I mean, if you guys are done, that's fine too.
Rogue has nothing to say.
Now that is Rock.
Yeah, Erdo isn't particularly fond of speaking to Alberon.
Okay. So let's see. All right. Well, you've got your invitation, and he says that he will see you within the week, and cuts the call. And so you guys ring up Borga, and so Borga answers the call and says, "Yes, yes, agents. How are you?" Not so well, I see.
I know
Borga,
I'm not.
we get a call from someone we don't. Well, we never really expected to get a call from.
Oh, yes, on my secure line, no worries, he will have no idea where you actually are. But I was invited to a birthday celebration, and I thought, well, what would be a celebration of this caliber without my favorite friends, the broker's agents, especially given the family connection between King Alberon and our favorite prince.
Okay. Well, that certainly is something. Ugh. Is there any particular reason why he contacted you in the first place? Or was it just this invitation?
Some people are in the know when it comes to my alliance with the broker, or alleged alliance.
And so, how did he come to know about that?
Oh, he has his ways as well. I didn't tell him.
Alberon is a very perceptive individual.
Yes, he is indeed.
Erdo says very uncomfortably.
Yeah. So, have you looked into this birthday party at all, Borga?
Oh, some colony of Zygerians that Alberon and his daughters have taken over and claimed that it is now New Zygeria.
Do you know where this colony is?
Close to
Kind
the
of.
old Zygeria.
You know what planet it's on, or is it just like one of those floating colonies in space?
Oh, it's the planet itself. It was a
Okay.
colony world, but now it
Oh,
is now known as New Zygeria.
what was it before they took it over?
I don't know. It seems like they've purged the records of that already.
Oh, well, that's nice.
It seems that it wasn't a very important colony, but it is now.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Oh, so just a heads up for people, that's what Alberon was up to with the gunships that you guys got from the CSA, from
Ah,
Profits Without Borders.
hooray! That's
Hmm.
So I don't think Erdo has anything else to ask Borga,
Okay.
no
unless
rock.
anybody else does. I don't want to.
But the one thing to keep in mind is that this is a pretty big deal that you guys have gotten an invitation. He's a very important figure, and how do I put this? You know that Saber doesn't like the relationship that he currently has with his family, in that there is this desire. He would have said this to at least Erdogan, that there is this desire to, if not make amends, at least have a more amicable relationship. However, that can be with someone who espouses slavery. But who knows? But it seems that this might be the sort of gesture that could help.
Well, and I
So,
guess we're going to a birthday party.
well, Erdo's going to ask, are we, I mean, do we have time for this when we have agents missing?
hmm And there's also another thing is that, that's kind of odd that you're getting a birthday invitation when Rogesh has gone missing.
Because Rogesh is so great at parties.
So, one thing that you guys can also do is, well, I don't want to feed you too much, so I'll give you just a moment to think about some other things. But so you know that Ragesh was supposedly going to Srelur, and when he goes out shopping, when he takes M3 along, that's for mechanically speaking, the mechanical boost on his streetwise checks. So he's doing streetwise to find restricted goods for the rest of the team. So I'll leave that information out there.
So, I'd like Erdo to check and see if N1 effectively left a note or left anything for the agents to find.
Unfortunately, no. Just very standard. Be back in a bit.
Okay, and then I guess if they're on a illegal supply run, Erdo would probably want to check or actually, sorry, I guess after the call with Borga, the first thing he'd want to do is see if he could contact Saber.
Okay.
to at least
Unfortunately,
get Saber the message?
um, you don't get a live connection with him, but you can leave a message, of course.
Okay, then he'd definitely do that.
Okay.
Just, pretty much just a summary of their conversation with Alberon.
Right.
But after that, I guess the thing to do would be to check the shopping list.
Okay. Um, as you go through the shopping list, I mean, you don't really see anything amiss. It's just a lot of restricted goods like poisons and whatnot. And yeah. However, tell you what, so what you can do as you're going through the list and thinking about what Ragesh was doing, you can do an underworld check to see if anything's been amiss in the underworld that Ragesh so often finds himself in. So that will be a. Oh, this is going to be kind of hard. Partly because when Ragesh goes into his whole. Well, oh, I shouldn't say too much. And it's 3C, 1D, 2S. So 3 red, 1 purple, 2 black. Underworld check.
Well, I guess Erdo would go searching for any of the shadier looking agents, and it doesn't look like there are any here right now. I don't know. Does Rook or Nahat look particularly shady? Or I guess he would go to Rook because he doesn't know Rook's background, but he doesn't expect Alro, Rock, Wolf, or Nahat in particular to know anything about the underworld.
Alro has 1 dot of yellow, so when she used to do like upgrades for pirates and stuff when she lived on Raxus Prime, but she's not like proficient at it or whatever. She just has the 1 yellow.
Rook doesn't like dealing with those dishonorable folk, so he has no ranks.
Rock's not really sure there is still an underworld.
Okay. With that cryptic message, I mean, you do have the 1 boost or 1 upgrade from Alro if you want to do skilled assistance with that.
Yeah, Erdo will wander around looking for people until he can have a conversation with Alro about the underworld.
Sure, she'll Oh.
Wow. Gosh. Okay. I do know what to do with those despairs. I mean, I'll just go ahead and tell you. You know that as you're checking sources and making inquiries via the HoloNet and things like that, it looks like someone may have been monitoring certain keywords and phrases and whatnot. So you suspect that someone may have noticed what you were looking for. However, you were successful, and you did pick up information on a Pantoran individual named Ino Palwapa who has been checking up on Black Sun.
Wait, I remember reading that in one of your mission reports. Isn't that one of Miss Rogesh's disguises?
Yeah, that's not good. That's a really not good. If he's tangled up with Black Sun,
Could we call Borga back? Because he works with them sometimes, right?
Mhm.
Or like
Yeah,
he's
I mean,
affiliated with them?
openly
Yeah.
he's an ally of theirs when secretly,
Yeah, that's what it
yeah.
is.
Mhm.
Maybe he might have some information about recent dealings between them and
this Ino Palwapa.
yeah.
Well, he would have told you. He knows about Rogesh's disguise.
But he might not have told us if we didn't ask.
Oh, I'm just telling you just to move things along. He would have told
Oh,
you.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but that was a very good idea, but he would have told you if he knew anything.
Okay.
It might be best for us just to follow his lead. Maybe Black Sun knows something.
Mhm.
We're not exactly on the best terms with Black Sun.
Neither am I, but that doesn't. I don't think that should stop us.
You have a point.
I mean, we could go to where we got the last transmission from and see if we could find leads in Black Sun there.
Or leads just around about Eno or about Rogesh.
Yep.
Mm.
D1, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that sounds good.
Okay. So you can actually do another search, and this time it can be either underworld or streetwise, and it's the same check, even though the skills are different, but it's just you are getting information in very different ways, but you need to choose because both of these take time. So it'll be well, now that you've got the name, this will be a little bit easier. It's going to just be a hard check, and I will upgrade it once. So it'll need to be either streetwise or underworld.
Does anyone have better streetwise?
I don't think so. Certainly know my cunning isn't enough.
Okay, I'll roll then.
Rock proudly proclaims, I am quite cunning.
All right, so I'm assuming
Hard-
that you're blending with Erdo again.
like we can. I mean, I don't really need to because I think we have the same intelligence.
Yeah, just take a boost.
Yes, that'll help.
So one red and two purples.
Yeah.
Okay. So you do, and actually with those advantages, you do learn that there was an Inopalwapa who was seen on Strelor for a very short period of time, but the last blip that you heard was that he was heading for New Zygeria.
What crazy random happenstance?
I guess we have
Why?
a birthday party to attend.
This is more like a trail of cake crumbs than breadcrumbs. Also, what's a cake?
Well,
What
everyone,
we
I
need
suggest
to
you gather
look
your best clothes because we're going to a fancy party.
Rook grounds at that loudly. If I
Okay,
had anything nice, the Mandalorians took it.
All right. Anything else you guys want to do before you head out to New Zygeria?
Rock's going to ask Erdo what his experience with birthday parties are. Because the only experience Rock has is people get drunk and then shoot at him.
We should probably bring some kind of nice gift, right?
I'm actually not particularly familiar with Zygerian celebrations, so maybe Erdo could make a roll, or maybe Erdo knows. I don't.
Tommy?
It seems like you need to know less about birthday parties in general and know something about Zygerian festivals.
Yeah, so knowledge outer rim. So it'll just be a hard outer rim check. Actually, though, I will upgrade that.
And I will roll a despair.
Okay, you know that dragon fruit is really popular for Zygerians, and there are random places that sell it, but it shouldn't be too hard to find along the way.
Is it like a traditional gift, or is it a food that they eat, or?
It's just a very popular food, and it's one of those things where it can be very casual or it can be dressed up like a fruit basket. So, depending on how it's presented, but it is totally appropriate for all levels of social interaction.
Great. Well, let's go look for some.
We should we bug it as well if we find it?
We could bug the basket, but I don't see
Yeah.
where. Oh yeah, we can do it.
Crunch. What's this?
Or even worse, it gets swallowed whole.
Oh, that would add some unpleasant background noise. Yeah, so let's bug the basket. We
Let's
should
get a
get
basket.
lot.
Okay. So before we get to that, let's get you guys into hyperspace. So 1 second. All right, so you'll need to let me, yeah, so just let me know how fast you want to get there.
I think we can do the 2 days.
Okay, so give me that astrogation check.
Alro has 2 ranks. I don't know.
Pippa can give you 4.
Oh,
So you probably just want to get the person with the highest intellect and just pair it with her.
I think Erdo and Alro are tied for that.
Yeah, does Alro have any special astrogation things?
No, she doesn't have any like talents or anything.
Okay, well, I've been rolling a lot of despairs, so go ahead.
Okay. Sure. Okay.
Well, that could mean that you've gotten them out of your system, you know?
That's true. That's true.
Or not, so...
Or, yes, I agree with Jack. It could just be the tip of the despairing iceberg.
So we're going for 2 days, right? 2 challenge, 2 difficulty.
Yep.
Okay.
Go until we've gone plaid.
Oh.
Aw.
All right, so 1 second here. I'm just making some notes. But you did get a lot of advantages, so you can make the check, but you have lost time. So what actually happened was that you were going through this one route, but it turns out that your calculations were a little bit wrong. Not as bad as it could have been, but you do miss a day of travel. So you'll need to give me another check. But you do get, I'll say you get 2 boosts to the check because of the advantages. You see exactly where you went wrong. Okay.
Just take the longer route. You hear that from the back as Rook just groans loudly as we exit hyperspace in the middle of nowhere.
This is not Alro's fault. This is Mippa's fault.
Oh yeah, that's a
Hey,
great way to get us
don't
there.
blame this on the droid for your organic failing, for your fleshy meat baggy brain.
Okay.
So we've lost another day?
Yeah.
Okay. Erdo will try and take over.
Now we'll succeed with the despair and find that Musaigiri is under attack.
Don't forget some boosts for all those other advantages. Or we
Oh,
could
yeah.
use those to say that maybe we pop out a place to buy dragon fruit.
Yeah,
Sure.
there's a convenient place to buy dragon fruit along our misguided path.
Yeah, I'll say that doesn't even expend all the advantages. You can still get 2 boosts on your next check.
Rock's gonna spend 500 credits on dragon fruit.
All right.
Oh,
There we go.
we were wrong to doubt you, Erdo. I'll give you that.
Okay, so you lost 2 days. It took 4 days with the average check. I'll say that with the triumph, you're able to make up some time. So it'll be 5 days total that you guys took to get there. Okay. All right, so we will need to do some sort of check to bug the basket. So I would say that it would normally be a skullduggery check. Well, yeah, it's a basket, so you're going to need a skullduggery check. The skullduggery check will determine the difficulty of how hard it would be to be perceived by King
To find the
Almiron or his men. So you choose the difficulty of the skullduggery check.
Just out of curiosity, how did we make up time with a 5-day trip? Because
Yeah,
we're still rolling the two challenge 2 difficulty.
So we.
Oh, sorry. I thought because you had said just roll the long one. That's okay. Got it. Never mind. I didn't. I wasn't paying attention. I was looking at some other stuff. So that was 2 days, and then so you get there in 3 days because of that triumph, since the triumph shaved some stuff off.
All right. Rook's big hands is not going to be good for trying to slip something tiny into something tinier.
Actually, I'm kind of curious how much like dragon fruit and how nice a basket would 500 credits get.
Not a lot.
Really? Wow.
Well, you are presenting this to a king.
Yes.
If we want more, like Alra will pitch in.
Yeah, like Rock will spend more to
Okay.
get something big and fancy with lots and lots of this stuff.
Sure. I mean, just choose your own amount.
Retro for 500. Rock will go as much as 1,000.
Okay. Sounds good.
Sure, Alra will pitch that too.
Alright,
So-
a 2K dragon fruit basket. That's not too bad.
2,500.
Okay.
Naha will throw in an extra 500 just to make it an even 3,000.
Okay.
This has got to be a pretty damn nice basket.
Yeah.
And negotiate to try and get the price lower.
Or to get a nicer one. Oh, Erdo throws in 500, so it's 3,500.
No, it's Rook isn't paying. I was just bringing up Erdo's payment.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be 3 red.
3 red.
You can get an unskilled boost from Rock because he's helping.
I'm not super confident about this one.
Buying from our bulk bins reduces unnecessary packaging, saves resources, gives you the choice of buying as little or as much as
Okay.
Ugh.
Alright.
You ran across a traitor who was part of the Clone Wars and hates Nymoidians, so have fun being stiffed.
I'm going to say that in the process of negotiating, as you're pointing to the fruit basket and back to the guy, you actually knock some of the arrangement over, and he refuses to make any modifications, so it's not as pretty as it would have been. You got a little bit too enthusiastic with your negotiating. Okay.
It's still a $3,500 basket. That's gotta be pretty darn nice.
Actually, the guy feels a little sorry for you, so he takes 100 credits off. And on that note, we will head to New Nigeria.
Can I? Yeah. Do you want to save this fan? Fan? Yeah, there's the USB fan.
Alright, so as you arrive in high orbit above New Nigeria, you see tons of other ships that are also heading there. So it looks like there are a lot of people who are coming to this birthday celebration, including a Hutt ship or two. It doesn't look like it's a Basadi ship that you see, but some others. And you guys have full clearance. You have been invited, and the flight control that contacts you has even put aside you can fly into the private spaceport for the royal family.
Huh. Well, concerning.
I feel like we should let them know that we don't have Prince Saber on board before we do that.
Okay.
What if we just put some hair on Erdo?
Wait, guys.
We have to lop off one of Erdo's arms as well.
Nahat's gonna say,
And blind him.
if we really want to, I have a holographic costume.
I'll give you some regal attire, but I don't think we'll change your appearance.
Is that how it works?
Well, you already
Yeah.
told him that Saber wasn't with you, so it's not like it's
Yeah.
going to be this big
Okay.
surprise that if you just tell him Saber's not here yet, but you know,
Yeah.
he'll...
We passed the message along.
Exactly. All right, so you guys head in towards New Zygeria, and one of the things that you notice is that it is very similar to the climate of Old Zygeria before the bombardment by the Empire. So it's a very arid world, maybe not quite as much of a desert, but you can tell that water is still very precious in the parts of Zygeria that you're flying over. So one thing that you notice about the Royal Palace is that it is very decadent, because not only does it have very fine materials, but, well, you'll see.
Of course, the king would spare no expense for his outlandish desires and tastes.
The king would spare no slave either.
Exactly. So you see a massive pyramid surrounded by just water. Water everywhere. In this dry place. This is just a very lush palace. So, yeah. It's King Alberon for you. And you are taken by a personal shuttle. You are met by several guards. And the guards, they look a little bit irritated, but they're still keeping that very official, cool demeanor, because Zygerians can be a little xenophobic. And the fact that there are no Zygerians with you, they don't like the fact that they're having to serve you, but they're not saying anything openly about that.
Well, tough kitty for them.
Yeah.
These people think they have strength. Rook just shakes his head.
Rock is inclined to agree with you. The squishy bits, they're not as strong as people think they are.
So you are taken directly to the throne room of King Alberon Sintel of New Zygeria.
Nahat's
Welcome!
going.
Sorry, what?
Sorry, I wasn't sure who's going to start the interaction. But,
Oh, it's okay. No, what were you going to say?
Nahat's just going to bow and say, "Thank you, my lord, King Alberon, for the invitation to your wonderful birthday party."
And he smiles at that. Welcome
Rocco.
to my court.
Thanks.
Rook is just gonna stay quiet.
Yeah, Wolf's just gonna stand in the back, just kind of watch.
All right, so you guys have a gift basket. So,
We do. Rock will he'll walk up holding
oh
the
wait,
basket.
do we ever do the skullduggery check? To...
We didn't. We decided against it.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Skullduggery and cunning.
So,
Nahat's going to say, we humbly offer this gift for our great and mighty host.
Rock will approach with it and hand it to him or to someone who accepts it.
Okay. Yeah, he is actually quite happy with that. It looks like he's a fan of dragon fruit. Oh, excuse me. So you guys will get 2 boosts on all social checks with him because of this.
Cool. Rock's kind of curious. He'll pipe up and he'll ask Alberon's. So what festivities do you have planned for your 50th birthday?
Oh, so many things, and he just starts to rattle off all of these Nigerian terms which you're not really familiar with, but It looks like they're super big deals for everyone here. And,
Rock will nod and he'll go, "Oh, very nice."
Yeah, you say all the right pauses and oh. Meanwhile, you see Saber's sisters there, and Zyrene says, "So, where is our brother?"
He's not
No,
already here.
No. Oh, it would be. And actually, at that, Zamiria says, "Oh, that would be such a shame for him to miss our father's birthday."
Well, we passed the message along. I'm not quite sure where he
We're
is.
sure he would not miss such a auspicious occasion.
And at that, Zamira just goes, All right, so, you guys have an
So-
agent missing that you knew was heading for New Nigeria, so.
Yeah, I'm working on it. So, I guess while we're talking with Zyrene about Saber
Saber.
not arriving, Udo would so I suppose a lot of different people have been arriving. It looks like there were many ships, and we're still 4 days out from the actual celebrations, aren't we?
He nods at that.
I'm always looking forward to seeing a certain Pantoran friend of mine at gatherings like this. Have you seen a Pantoran delegation or any other blue people wandering around?
And King Alberon just laughs at that. He says, "The only Pantoran I've seen is Rogesh Vai."
Oh,
Hmm.
And he's just looking at you like, okay.
Rock's a little taken aback. Usually people don't recognize him.
Yeah.
Oh. Well,
May have dropped his Pawapa disguise.
he may have.
I
Or
must
he may,
say-
or it may have been seen through.
The blue skin does suit him.
Dude,
He's always been fond of the color. Did he arrive a few days ago?
And at that, King Alberon kind of looks at all of you and it's kind of like, why are you asking me this? And at that, Albera just says, "What? How do you not know this?" And Zymiria's just got this little smirk on her face and is just like, And Zyrene just looks really confused.
do we just show our cards then, or do we?
No.
Yeah.
The
Well,
broker's agents are given a certain degree of independence, and when we are conducting personal business, we're usually left to our own devices.
I see. So, this would mean, and he kind of gets quiet for a bit, and then Zymiri speaks up and says, "Oh, Father, it seems that Saber had nothing to do with all the help that you received recently."
Help?
And Alberon's just kind of, And so Alberon says to you, "So, you are not aware of Agent Vai's plans?"
Zymiria's inference may not be correct, because we are neither aware of Prince Saber nor Agent Vai's current doings, but they are not official broker business.
Oh, so you're saying that,
Zamaria might
oh, no,
not be
the
correct
not
in
broker's
inferring
business.
Yeah. So
Um,
Saber might be helping Ragesh give them supplies. There's just no evidence to say one way or the other.
So actually, at that, King Alberon says, "Well, I was led to believe that recent events were due to the broker's plans." Hmm. And at this point, he turns and he talks to one of his nearest guards. The guard nods his head and rushes off.
Well, it's not uncommon for the broker to have
Wait,
mission.
can we overhear?
Yeah, sure, you can try. Give me a daunting perception check. He's pretty far away and he was whispering.
Okay.
And it'll just be one check for the party. So, Erdo's the closest, so I'll upgrade that check.
Here goes nothing.
Woo wee! And
So, with the despair, gosh, that's oh, I know. Zamira will just say it's not polite to eavesdrop. She sees that you kind of turn your head in a very exaggerated manner to listen in, but you hear King Alberon say, "Bring Savo and the droid."
so Rock doesn't hear that, but Rock will say that it's not uncommon for the broker to give independent business or other business to individual members, because Rock has he's not gonna. So that's just what Rock says to King Alberon.
I see.
Yeah, Erdo will nod at Rock to suggest that Erdo could actually be mistaken.
Okay. So,
Did he tell you something different that you thought you heard?
but then
No.
King Alberon just says, "Well, this really does change certain things."
Why do I get the feeling this is all gonna bite us in the ass? And if they were sent to try to kill him, or they tried to kill him.
So, before I move forward, anything else you guys want to say?
No, Rock's got nothing.
Oh, let's ask him if Borges arrived.
Oh, Forger's arrived.
No, Borga has not arrived yet. And at that, you see M3 and Savo step into the room.
Are
And
they is it clear that they're prisoners or they've been mistreated, or?
no, they
Are
look
they-
like guests.
Okay. Rock's going to be incredibly surprised that Savo is here. Happy though too, because he wants to talk to her.
So Savo's a little bit surprised that you're there, but then when she sees all of you, she says, with your leave, of course, Majesty, I need to speak with my fellow brokers agents." And he says, "Yes, of course." So he points to a
Yeah,
room
sure.
that opens, and you guys can go and follow Savo and
Yep.
M3.
I guess Erdo would say, Your Majesty, if I have spoken anything contrary to what the droid has told you, I am certainly in the wrong.
He just nods at that.
Mhm.
All right, so you get into the room, and Savo says, "Well, this is a little bit more complicated than I thought it would be. Well, just watch this." And she turns to M3, and a hologram appears, and it's clear that it's a recording because it's not really interacting with you, but it is a recording from the broker. And it looks like the broker had thought about this eventuality as a possibility. So anyway, it says, "My apologies, agents. This was my idea to keep this from you and Saber." Rogesh argued quite vociferously. However, he and I concocted a plan to use a Thai Molech who is in your custody to make overtures to King Alberon. Atai thought that Rogesh was planning to assassinate King Alberon, and thus furnished him with, or provided him with names, contacts, resources for this goal. However, Rogesh, in the guise of Inupawapa, was able to turn all of those around and allowed King Alberon and his daughters, in pretty much one fell swoop, to take out all of King Alberon's opposition. Unfortunately, due to the complicated situation between Saber and his family, I felt that it was best that we keep this from Saber. I also didn't want to inform the rest of you because I didn't want to put more people than necessary in the position of lying to Saber.
Rock will nod. Like, okay, makes sense.
But yeah, that's why I was like, you guys had to tie Moloch back in the brig, and no one thought to talk to him before you guys got here.
Oh, well, yeah, oh yeah, okay. Oh well. Stuff and stuff. So, Rock, is that the end of the recording, or does it sort of go on?
Yeah, that's pretty much the end of the recording.
So Rock will look to Savo and go, so what's the rest of the plan?
Well, to party. Where's Ragesh?
He's here. We don't know where, but I'm going to look for him. Also, you and I need to have a little powwow later. Something really important.
Of course.
Erdo's going to ask N1 why the broker decided to support a slaver in this case.
And when it just goes beep boop boop.
Rock will translate.
Not really sure, but perhaps King Alberon will be more amenable to certain concessions if he has a good relationship with his son's employer.
Makes sense. Rock will ask N1, do you know where Ragesh is?
And when M3 just kind of spins his head in a no.
Do you have any leads on where we might find him?
And, with that, go ahead and roll a force die, Rock.
Okay. Nope.
Nope. No leads.
Rat. Well, Ragesh is a slippery character, but generally when he sees friends, he's drawn to them. So maybe I just need to go out and walk about. And
yeah, well,
his...
you do know that he's been here on New Nigeria.
Yep. Actually,
so,
you know, Rock might just ask King Alberon if he knows where where Ragesh might be.
Okay.
As I
Yeah.
mean, if we're working to friendly terms.
Sure.
Who knows?
While they're still in the room with N1 and Savo, I'd like Erdo to try and seek out Rogesh, see if he can get any clues or hints to his whereabouts.
Oh, so you can do seek, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Go for it. All right. So
Okay,
tell
that's
me the extent of what you can see. Mechanically.
That's the basic seek roll. It's like one hint.
One hint. He's not on this planet, and you feel a chill come over you.
Something's wrong. Rogesh isn't here.
He's not?
What do you mean he's not here?
He's not on New Nigeria.
How do you know?
We generally just go with Erdo on these kind of things.
He's got a feeling.
Yeah. Usually when he gets a gut feeling, it's usually good. So Rock will excuse himself and return to the throne room and politely ask King Alberon if Rogesh Vai shared ask if Rogesh is still planetside or if he has left.
So at this point, King Alberon, he says something to his daughters, and they leave the throne room. Looks like he wants to talk to you without them there. The guards
Okay.
remain, but the daughters do not. Now I'll cover up those scale pieces. All right, so he it looks like he has a very wistful expression on his face when you ask him that. And so he
Um,
says, well, Ragesh was extremely helpful in removing my most recalcitrant subjects. I decided he would be the perfect choice to help with another loose end. As fate would have it, my assignment happened to align with his own personal goals. Long ago, I knew a human woman by the name of Astrid Nors. I've heard that you're acquainted with her daughter, Avadri, yes?
uh, somewhat. The name is familiar. Rock personally isn't that like uh, connected to the Norse.
No
Um,
worries. So he continues with, I don't think her husband or daughter knew exactly how entrenched in the criminal underworld she was. She had the makings of a Black Sun Vigo, until it was all cut short by a tragic avalanche accident. She was pronounced dead at the scene, and there was no investigation into foul play. However, Astrid made many enemies, including Saber's mother. Though Astrid and I were merely business associates, Mirage was unconvinced. The former queen's jealousy was boundless. She even suspected that Ty Moloch and I were lovers at one point.
Rock's just gonna have. Well, he can't put a disgusted look on his face, but he's
Can we do a perception check to see if he's lying about that?
Yeah, actually, sure.
um. So isn't it discipline, not perception?
Yeah,
So,
it'll be a
Jared,
discipline
why?
check, but give me 1 second.
Rock's discipline is 1 yellow, 1 green.
Mine's 2 green, so
All right. Rock doesn't really care. If
Erdo's discipline is 3 yellow and then upgraded once for nobody's fool.
Okay. Yeah. We'll do it with Erdo's check. So just 1 second here because I unfortunately did not put his stats on the token, but I should have. So
Rock's gonna file all of this under disgusting organic mating rituals.
Right, and although Erdo doesn't really care about Alberon's mating habits, he doesn't trust anything the king says, except that the king usually tells the truth just to fuck with you.
yeah, that's a very astute observation.
It's the honest people you got to keep an eye out for.
Yeah. All right. All right. Here goes. So
Things against 3 red, 1 purple for Erdo's discipline.
3 red, 1 purple, and any setbacks.
I don't
Not
know.
for Erdo.
No. Oh, wow!
He's lying.
About everything?
Well, no, it's just that he thinks that he's really smooth, but it looks like maybe he and Ty Moloch actually did have something.
Oh,
point.
ew.
Okay, well that's not useful information.
Oh, you never know, actually.
it might not useful right now, but
What we have is a lover hostage. Something to at least keep note of.
Okay. So Rock's just gonna keep listening in earnest because he doesn't know this. But he's gonna file that, like this stuff, with regards to Alberon's bedroom activities is just gonna be filed under disgusting organic mating rituals.
Okay.
And
So
he's gonna keep listening because the Black Sun Vigo stuff is far more interesting.
right. So, and Alberon just says, Saber's mother made it very clear how much she hated Astrid. Though they only met once, I suspect she had a hand in my associate's death. Despite my suspicions regarding Astrid's death, I was unable to find out more, as your mother and Atai soon made their attempt on my life. When
But I don't have a mother.
What was that?
He said your mother, and I don't have a mother. I'm a droid.
Oh, yeah, I'm saying this like I'm talking to Saber. As Saber's mother and Atai soon made their attempt on my life. So, yeah, I mean, gosh. These Nigerians are so terrible to each other.
They are. They really are. They need to lighten up.
So
Rock, of
even
course,
though
doesn't-
you may have Atai hostage. I mean, after what Atai tried to do to him, it's probably not going to care.
Yeah, probably not. Unless we hand a tie over to him. But Rock's more
Oh,
interested in
yes. Yes.
Rock's a bit more interested in Ragesh's role in all this.
Right. So, Albaron continues. When I approached Agent Vi on investigating Astrid's death, he agreed immediately. Not very surprising given his guilt over orchestrating the death of Astrid's husband, Edric Norse.
Wait, out of character, did he actually do that?
He was Captain Compnor. He was the one who murdered Edric,
Oh.
remember?
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah, he orchestrated all of that. Cold
All right.
comfort, yeah.
Okay, makes sense. I personally, as a player, didn't remember. But you're right, he was Captain. And I didn't draw that connection. Why? I don't know. Okay, I'm sorry, please continue. Neurons are firing and they're working.
Yeah,
So.
all this is a huge deal.
Yes.
So, for people that aren't familiar, Cold Comfort was a big mission where the team basically spent the entire time trapped in a ski lodge with Rogesh back when he was one of the big enemies in the campaign. As a frenemy in that, they actually did ally with him for a short period within that mission. But during that mission was when he was able to get a tracker onto everyone's luggage, which allowed him to assault the Coronet safe house, and that was their old headquarters that Rogesh Vai destroyed and killed one of the agents. Not him personally, but an inquisitor that he brought with him did. So this is all like stuff from Rogesh's terrible past.
Yeah. That Rock has sort of hand-woven and forgiven.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Yeah, so you know that he's investigating Vaudry's mother's death, but this is a major cold case. I mean, this is 20 years ago that this happened.
Yeah. I would ask Elbron if he where Rogesh may have gone to investigate. Would he have gone back to Corfi to investigate it, or somewhere else?
Well, he says, well, that was where it happened. It looks like that would be the natural first step.
Ah, of course. Thank you, Your Majesty.
All right, so you guys have a planet.
Yeah, Corfi.
Then it appears our objective is probably more pressing than celebrating a king's birthday. I hope he enjoys the dragon fruit.
Yes,
Well,
but can
it's
we
still
get
not for a couple of days, so you guys might be able to zoom in and zoom back. He
Oh,
says as much. Well, I hope you're able to make the festivities, but if not, good luck.
The festivities certainly sound interesting. I've never seen anything like this.
I'm sure we'll see plenty of slaves do humiliating dances while Zygerians watch and laugh.
Well, don't worry, King Alberon. We won't bring the pouty guy next time.
Rock will even look at Rook and go, "Don't be a party pooper."
No, Rook isn't saying any of this to King
Oh.
Alberon's face, but he's been standing there a bit dismissive this whole time.
Okay.
All right, so anything you guys want to do before you head to Corfi?
Rock would like to discuss with Erdo, because let's see who. Yeah, with Erdo, because Rock has known Erdo in the group the longest, and ask what his opinion would be about giving King or Atai over to Alberon, and it would just sort of be a little aside between them. Like apparently they may have been maters, like what meatbags do. And I don't know. Well, he also did try to kill him, so I don't know if that would be a nice present to give to the king. As I mean, if we're now trying to secure like an alliance or a friendship with him, then maybe that's something we could do.
Well, I don't really like the idea of turning anyone over to Alberon's control, but Ty Moak is
He's
probably
terrible.
one of the people who I am least concerned with their future happiness.
Those are some
Cool.
strong words from Erdo.
Those are strong words. Rock's a little too back. It's like,
The person
all
I
right.
have least concern. It's like, oh no, uh-oh.
Cool. So if we come back in time, we give Elberon a tie? Yay, nay? Or do you not care? 'Cause that's kind of what I'm
I
thinking.
mean, Atai did try to kill him. If it is, we might wait until we have an opportunity to make better use of that leverage.
Yeah, I mean, we
Good
could
point.
wait for something that we really need from him, and then it's basically a bargaining chip.
Yep. Good
Well.
points.
That's true. But generally, if we get him to owe us a favor, that's usually good as well.
Right.
As a king, it would be bad. It would be, well, I don't know, have much experience with kings, but generally they're important people, and if important people forget an important favor, that's generally frowned upon.
Mhm.
I think. So okay, but off to Corfi to find our friend.
Yes, and so unfortunately there aren't a lot of places selling cold weather gear here because it's a hot place. But
Madness.
yeah, but probably once you guys get to Corfi, you'll be able to stock up on stuff. So that's fine. All right, and on that note, King Alberon says farewell, and several guards go with you as part of your honor guard, escorting you back to the Royal Spaceport. However, as you guys are walking along, several Zygerians, they don't so much get in your way, but they kind of block the further point where you would go. And one of them says, "There! They are the allies of the false prince! We all know about him and his human pet, the one who has sown so much discord among our people, so very fond of humans just like his mother, the fallen prince Saber Centel. However, this Rogesh of his has made many enemies, powerful ones. And at that, I need everyone to give me a daunting perception or vigilance check."
Everybody engaged with Erdo gets 2 boosts, and everybody in short range of Erdo gets a boost.
Yep, definitely think about those boosts.
Is it just a perception, or does that work for vigilance as well?
Perception or vigilance check.
The boosts go to both perception and vigilance.
Excellent. So I would be next to Erdo because I'd be chatting with him. And there we go. First successful check of the mission.
Are they like Are like they engage? Are they engaged with us, or just blocking our path forward?
They're long range from you.
Okay.
So everyone who's successful on this check, you're going to get 2 bonuses on the next check. And if you've got a ton of advantages, I'll even upgrade that some. So, okay. Every 2 advantages will also give you another boost. So 2 boosts on a success, every 2 advantages, another boost. As you guys walk forward, or you're stopped by this, the people who notice this happen to glance over. There's a thermal detonator, and it explodes. And so,
Wait, where is it?
within short range of you.
When Rock sees this, Rock would throw himself on top of it. Like, there would be no hesitation.
Okay, well, but first, so this is what's going to happen.
Okay.
You need to make a daunting athletics or coordination check to get some cover, or throw yourself on top of it. So if Rock is successful with doing this, normally this check, the success, would only reduce the damage by half. This thing is literally going off right now. Yeah. Boom. So it would just be a matter of you taking all 20 with breach or 10 with breach. However, if Rock is successful with his check, then he will drop it by half. And if you succeed on your daunting coordination or athletics, you'll take 0 damage.
Okay.
So before anyone rolls, let's see what Rock does. So it's a daunting athletics or coordination check. And I will upgrade that to make it interesting.
Okay.
Whoa.
Oh, wow. That's that's awesome and awful, but kind of I don't know. I don't know how to interpret
Definitely
that.
interesting.
Yes.
Okay. This is what I'm going to do with this check because it is all kinds of weird. Because he's not a wall. So
No, but
he is
I
covered.
can
No, no,
throw
let,
myself.
let me finish.
Okay.
So Rock is not a wall. However, he does jump on this thing. So what I'm thinking is that for the purposes of this, instead of narrative results, I'm going to make all of these just straight up mechanical results. However, he will allow your successes to block all damage instead of just 10. So you will get 2 upgrades and a upgrade to your difficulty. So 2 upgrades on your check, 1 upgrade on the difficulty. So some people might be at a bad angle from him, other people might be directly behind him, so shielded more from the blast. But regardless, he did succeed. So instead of 20 damage as a possibility, the highest that can hit you is 10. So I need everyone needs to roll 3 purple, or yeah, 1 red, 3 purple coordination or athletics checks.
Do you need another one from me or no?
Well, no, you're going to take the full brunt of the blast because you threw yourself on it.
Okay.
But you have you can soak a lot of that.
Yeah, I can soak 11 of it if you let me. Well, I don't know if I want to use unmatched protection here. No, I'm gonna save it. So yeah, I'll be able to soak 11 of the 20.
Okay.
So I'm gonna be pretty banged up, but no worse for the wear.
And don't forget, you do have the ablative armor, so it takes
Well, no,
half.
Rock's in his full suit. He's been wearing it more and more now.
Oh, got it. Okay.
He's gone back because I haven't
Right.
bought the cybernetic upgrade.
Uh-huh.
And thinking about it, Rock's very attached to this because it was designed by Jeppo Senior,
Right.
and Jeppo and the Jeppo and the Edo family is very close to him.
Yeah.
So there's
Okay.
sentimental value.
I need everyone to update your tokens. Any threats are strain, and if you failed, you take 10 damage with breach 1.
Thank you.
What about the despair and the triumphs?
For the despair, I'm going to say that. Huh. I'm going to say that Wolf is knocked prone, and you're actually going to take some damage. So you still take. It's not so much from the thermal detonator. You actually did get out of the way, but you hit yourself really hard. So actually, we'll do strain. So just take 3 strain, and you're knocked prone. For the triumph, I mean you're totally clear, and I'll say that you'll get an upgrade on your next check. So triumph's upgrade on the next check, and you're totally clear.
Sorry, Nick.
Okay.
All right, so everyone has upgraded your tokens, so we will move to the next screen. So yes, this explosion happens, and good thing that Rock took the brunt of that, because that was 20 damage with breach coming right at you guys otherwise. And you hear this.
I don't think we're gonna make it to Core-Fi. Well, maybe we will. I don't know. Oh, that's not good.
All right. Okay. You see 3 Nogri jump down from the ceiling. This whole place has been shattered by the shockwave, glass everywhere, plants thrown around, all sorts of chaos. People are screaming, and you recognize Pokill, who was once a member of the Millennia Cell. This was another cell of the brokers that was betrayed by Rogesh Vai. And according to Rogesh's mission report, he and Pokel were escaping from stormtroopers during one mission, despite taking several heavy wounds. They were making their way on a narrow ledge on a cliff face when Pokel lost his footing. Rogesh tried to save him, but Pokel's hand slipped from his grasp. At least that's what the official report says. Alright, so I'm going to need vigilance checks from everybody.
Erdo, do your boosts count for this or no?
Yep. But Rock would probably only be in short range because Erdo ran for cover and Rock ran for the grenade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at this you can hear Pokel, I mean this is just an incidental, but he just says, "Tell me where the traitor is!"
Oh, well, this guy, well, as far as Rock believes, this guy just threw a thermal detonator at his friends and now has a lightsaber. So Rock's gonna try to kill him. This guy has tried to kill his friends, especially Erdo. Damn it, because Erdo is Rock's closest friend.
You do know that he was a broker's agent, though, so who was betrayed by Captain Commodore.
That's true. And Rock does know this, but that doesn't excuse the immediate effects of trying to thermal detonator all of his friends.
Right. That's right. Okay,
So would we recognize him?
Absolutely.
Or...
Yeah.
Okay.
You've gone through the reports. Yes, you guys do recognize him. All right, I'm going to do my initiatives. Jack, that one is actually 7.3.
Oh joy.
So that's Pokill.
All right, and then
Now I know I should do this as a dual window since I'm not recording. That doesn't help. Nahat did 2.2.
Ooh.
So actually, I'm going to say that Rock was over here to block that blast, and then so you guys aren't just like in some weird line, but you guys are all kind of like that.
No, I'm closest.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Flip a force die, Nick.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to put you like over here then.
Alright.
Blast.
This thing actually messed up a bit because there is a tie between NPC's roll and a PC's roll. It's going to be... Actually, I'll just switch it myself. Why bother clarifying when I can just move it? It's going to... One NPC goes first, just to not slow this down.
Okay, one NPC goes first. So, alright, he sees... Oh, this is a tough one. Yeah. He is going to go straight for Rock. So he takes a maneuver to get engaged with Rock.
Okay.
And he is going to... What are your defenses, Rock?
1 melee defense.
Oh, and also, Jack, put another initiative slot right at the bottom.
Alright.
Alright, here goes. And this also has an advantage on it. He is going to aim, so he's going to take strain for that. And you said 1 defense, right?
Yep, 1 melee defense.
And any dodge or anything?
Nope.
Alright. Alright. So, that is...
Who the heck trained this guy?
That is 13 damage.
Alright.
And he does have an advantage on that. So he is going to... oh, he can actually crit. What are you wielding right now, if anything?
Rock has nothing in his hands. He literally like dove and curled up around the thermal detonator. So he's just sort of in a black large metal heap on top of this thing, and this guy's just gonna wail on him with the lightsaber.
Okay.
The Rock has nothing in his hands right now.
He will use those 2 advantages to recover strain then. So 13, but that didn't do too much damage. He'll notice that.
Yeah, it only hit me for 2. So he probably would have felt the reverberations once it like hit Rock's body.
Okay. Oh, he immediately will say, go for the droid's allies. He has cortosis. And he's wrong. You don't have cortosis. You have frick, but that's what he thinks.
Yeah.
All right. Next
Well, I
up.
mean, it's just generally what people go to.
Yeah.
Next up is a PC.
Okay. So Rock would like to go, if no one has any objections to that.
I would really prefer Erdo to go. I want to see if he can sense the. I want to see if Pokil's good or evil.
All right, go for it. Well, I think it's pretty clear he's evil because he just tried to kill us all, and then he hit me with a lightsaber.
Well,
you
I
don't
think
really.
there's some strange circumstances here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'd like to roll sense if that's okay.
Go for it. You can totally
Go for
take first initiative.
Okay.
Okay, so that will get. Let's see, he's not engaged with Pokil, so that will get to a basic sense and a range extension. Yeah, and he can sense Pokil's thoughts. So he can sense people out to medium range, and I think he could sense Pokil's surface thought.
Burning rage, revenge.
Okay.
Big evil.
So does he seem dark?
Yeah. I mean, it looks like he's fallen to the dark side.
Okay. I guess Erdo would shout, Agent Pokil, the man you're looking for doesn't exist anymore.
And what do you mean by this? And I'll allow a social check, but it's got to be something that's done on someone's actual round. But incidental with that, that's fine. He's still attacking, but he says, "What do you mean by this? Tell me where he is."
And Erdo would say, he doesn't exist. He's no longer working for the Empire. The man you're looking for is a different man.
Do not speak in riddles with me! I want the traitor known as Rogesh Vai!
Oh.
So, yeah.
And then I guess, let's see, how close are those 2 assassins to each other?
They're within short range of each other.
Okay, but Erdo couldn't possibly get engaged with both.
No.
Is Erdo engaged with Wolf, Rook, Auro?
You can decide that.
Okay, I guess Erdo would use his maneuvers to get engaged with Wolf, Auro, Rook, and even Nahat if Wolf's too far away for that.
Well, I would say you could at least get engaged. Well, you can't... Okay, they have to move on their turn. Do you know what I mean? So you can get engaged with one of them by going closer to one of them.
Oh,
Or you can say that you're already engaged with one of them, but you can't... Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Would Erdo be able to get engaged with just like Auro and Nahat, or?
Oh, if you spent the... Yeah, I'll say that if you move there, you can get engaged with those 3. That's fine.
Okay, I'll use Erdo's first maneuver for that, and another one, and his free maneuver from the Triumph to grab a stim pack.
Okay. All right. Next up.
Next up is an NPC.
Okay. So, this guy will get engaged with Wolf, and what are your defenses?
Right, it's just melee
Rook.
defense.
Wolf. Sorry.
Wolf.
Can you hear me? It's just one melee defense.
Melee defense. Okay. So this guy has two vibro blades, and you actually see him. You notice that he flexes his fist a bit around the grip, and you see a liquid sheen appear on one of the blades. So he's using a poison reservoir. But he does take some strain to do that. Alright, so he is trying to stab you with it, and he's actually trying to stab with both of these vibro knives at the same time, so
I'm gonna
upgrade
have to,
that.
can I upgrade your check?
Yep, absolutely. Just plenty of light side there.
Alright.
Alright, it's going to be 2 purples, a red, and a black. Okay, here goes. He is not aiming, because he had to get there. Okay. Unfortunately, these are paired weapons, and so he does hit. So it is going to be 9 pierce 2 twice. And you also need to make a hard or daunting resilience check.
Okay.
All right, good deal. Whew. Do take a strain for that. But yeah, so 9 pierce 2 twice.
Jeez. Okay.
But soak does apply to that, so.
Right.
Oh, crap, okay.
Yeah, I only have a 14 wound threshold, so
How much is your soak, though?
3.
Oh, okay.
New character.
All right,
Well,
you're
you're
gonna have to,
not dead.
yeah, you're gonna
You're
have to
just,
roll a crit. Oh, and they do have vicious. Yeah, it's gonna be plus 30, so 65.
65 is slightly dazed. Target is disoriented until the end of the encounter. So he has a setback to all his checks until the end of the encounter.
All right, so and Poka will say, "More will die if you do not tell us where Rogesh Vai is." Next up.
You
Next,
guys want me
So
to try talking him down?
I don't think talking is gonna work, as he's kind of evil, and he just tried to grenade us all, and that assassin just took down Wolf.
But it's still an option.
It is
So,
an option, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Keep in mind, Rock, that none of us have anywhere near the defenses you have.
I know.
So I would say, Nick, go ahead. I mean, go for it.
I would say Nahat should try, and if nothing happens, Rook will help Rock engage.
I'm not going to tell you the difficulty of the checks, so you need to tell me what you're going to do, but you can. There are several social checks you can try, and yeah, they're all. So you tell me, what are you going to try?
I feel like charm is probably the least likely to work. Shoot. Do you think appealing to his better nature will actually work?
I don't actually know. That's what Urdo would
He
do.
was a good person in the past. He was a very good person in the past. I mean, you know, from the files that you read, I mean, he was a great guy, but whatever happened on that mountaintop has changed him. I mean, obviously Ragesh probably thought that he did kill him. Oh, I mean, certainly he thought that he killed him, but somehow Pokel actually survived. But as a broken shell of the man he used to be.
Okay. Uh,
But sorry, but I don't want to lead you anywhere. I'm just saying that all options are valid.
yeah. So Nahat's gonna take a second to try and not, pass out from all the injuries he's taken, and he's going to shout, "Pokil, I know there's still good in you. You were one of the broker's most valued agents, not just because of your skill, but because of you're a good person at heart. I know what happened might have changed you, but I know deep down that no matter what's happened, no matter what Rogesh has done to you, I know there's good in you. What you're doing is wrong, and I know that you know that as well. Please stop this while you still can."
Okay. So that is, what type of check is that? I mean, I'm guessing it's charm, but
Yeah.
I just want to make sure with you. Okay. That's actually going to be an average charm check. It is upgraded twice natively and 4 setbacks.
Okay. Well, I have some ranks in Kill of Kindness, so that should make it a little easier. Do any of my... No, I don't think so. Okay. I'm going to flip. Any boost or...
Someone else can give a boost if they say something. And I'll
Can I
let
get
that be an incidental, just
Rudo already said.
Sure, we'll say that whatever. Yeah, that's a good point. What Erdo said earlier counts as a boost, so that would be unskilled assistance for that.
All right. Here we go. Hey.
Ooh. Okay. So, it looks like what you said does get through to Pokil, and he stops wailing on Rock, and he gives a signal to his fellow Nogri and says, "Hold." And he backs away and says, "None of this needs to happen. Just tell me where Rogesh Vai is. I know that you are associates of his. Where is he? You're right. This has nothing to do with you. However, I must find Rogesh Vai."
What are
We're
your
not
intentions?
of his.
Sorry.
We're agents of the broker.
What do you really know of the broker? How do you know the broker wasn't in league with Rogesh?
The whole point of Rogesh was to uncover the broker for the Empire. I'm confused as to how working with him would be in the broker's interests.
So Pokil looks a little bit like his resolve is shaking a little bit there. But you can tell, I mean, he wants revenge. This is his whole existence now is wrapped up in revenge. I mean, that's something that Erdo, well, all of you can just see just from his face. He's just grr.
Rogesh destroyed our cell too. We had a base on Coronet. It was destroyed by Rogesh.
See!
But the man he was then is not the man he is now.
So at that, Pokil just spits and says, "Bah! If you won't help me, I will make my own way." And with that, he rushes off.
Rock would like to. Okay.
Oh. Okay. Erdo's gonna slap 2 stim for 11 damage and a stim on Nahat for 6 damage.
And as Pokill runs off, he just says, "You had better." Well, no, he doesn't know that you guys don't know where Rogesh is, so never mind. So he just runs off. I will have my revenge. Alrighty, but good job.
So Rock's gonna get up, and Rock's gonna turn to Nahat and Erdo and everyone, and just say, give them kind of a puzzled look, and say, "Why did you let that raving madman who tried to kill us and wants to kill our friend, just let him go?"
If you
Because
haven't
killing
noticed,
him
Rock,
would
we
be
can't
no
all
better.
fight on that level.
Sorry, there were several people
Yeah.
speaking. What was that?
I was saying that killing him would be no better. He comes from a place of great pain because of Rogesh. To kill him simply to protect Rogesh would itself be dishonorable.
I don't follow. Ragesh is our friend. Ragesh is my friend.
But
I'm not
didn't
going
you?
to let some crazy person that wants to kill him just run off and kill him.
I read the reports. I saw what your cell went through after it realized Rogesh was the traitor. You have not given Pokill the time he needs to come back from the place you all were when you first realized Rogesh betrayed you.
Well, regardless of where, I don't care where Pokill is in terms of the weird workings of his mind. I don't care. He tried to kill all of us, and now he's going to try to kill Ragesh. If I see him again, I'm going to kill him. That's it.
Nahat's gonna
But
shoot.
he was a broker's agent too. We have a duty not only to ourselves but to our employer to recover his agents if we can. That includes Pokill.
Fine, I won't kill him. I'll make it so he can't hurt us or our friends anymore. And then we'll turn him over to the broker and do whatever.
All right, at
But
this
I'm not going
point,
to.
you see multiple guards reinforcing the guards who are already with you. The Princess Irene actually comes running up, and she actually looks genuinely concerned. And you fill her in with what happened. She can't. She's completely enraged that there's still people who haven't accepted her father's rule here, and yeah, so they're milling about, trying to just the whole place is in shambles. But the Zygerians who yelled about the false prince and all that, they ran off. They're long gone.
Yeah. I've long found that organics tend to be irrational and, hold grudges. Then again, I'm not one to. Well, I don't really hold.
That
Well, Rock
seems to
doesn't
kind of
hold
contradict
grudges.
Wow.
what just happened.
Yeah, Nahat's gonna shoot back. You have a processor for hypocriticalness,
Ooh.
hypocrisy. Excuse me.
No, I just want to protect the people I care about.
Well,
And
you
But you
know,
care
fortunately, that
about us.
includes you. I don't
we're
care about Poco.
yes.
Yeah.
Everyone has completely valid points, both sides. However, you also have the matter of
Finding Ragesh.
finding Ragesh, yes, and getting to Corfi. That's where you guys were headed. So,
Yep.
yep. All right, so you guys get onto the Sunflare and you're heading for Corfi. Um, it is an Imperial held world. However, it looks like the Imperial presence there, for whatever reason, is relatively light right now. Um, actually, the team can give me a knowledge check with contribution bonuses added as boosts. It's a hard
What knowledge, or is it just general knowledge?
knowledge warfare. I'll upgrade it.
I got this, I think.
Okay.
Pride cometh before the fall.
That was hard upgraded once.
Yeah. All right, so you've actually, before you left, you've kept yourself appraised on rebel movements and actual messages from Whisper Base. So they've discovered that there are massive troop movements that have been pulling Imperials out of a lot of the core worlds, and the Corellian sector, which recently had a pretty heavy Imperial presence, does not right now. So in effect, you guys don't have to worry about Imperial customs right now. So you can fly right into Corfi. So there's one less worry for you guys. However, as you near Corfi, um, you need to think about how are you going to find your missing agent.
I think our best lead is still.
Probably the Norse family.
Okay. So as you try to contact Avadri Nors, there's no answer.
Oh well, that's not good. Well, it might not be good. Um,
So where do you guys want to go? Where do you?
um, Rock would probably say the one place where we know like the Norse family is. So probably try to land somewhere and try to make our way to their estate, all while still trying to contact them. Um,
Sure. I mean, Erdo, you can do another seek check.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'll do that.
Okay. So as you're flying towards Farandal, which is where the Norse estate is, Erdo actually gets a feeling that's not where Ragesh is. And as you look out in the viewport, you're looking towards Winterdome, which is the capital of Corfi. And you think that's where he is.
Okay, can I get one more hint? Erdo has enough pips and enough things to get a total of 3 hints out of that roll.
You think that he is pretty close to the center of Winterdome.
Okay, so Erdo, I guess Erdo will suggest going to Winterdome then.
So as you guys fly towards Winterdome, you see a pretty massive city. And before I go too far, I just want to say thank you to artist Ishitani for letting me use this wonderful piece for Winterdome, and it's Dome City by Ishitani, and please visit ishitani.deviantart.com. So in the center is the large biodome that Winterdome started out as. However, Corfi's climate is mild enough that you don't have to have biodomes, and most cities don't actually. It's just that within the biodome is the original city, and then everything else just built up around it, but they never extended that dome. And Erdo got a sense that Ragesh was probably somewhere within the domed part of the city.
So yeah, I guess Erdo would pass along to everybody that he seems like he might be in the dome.
And one of the nice things is about the domed portion of Winterdome is that you don't need cold weather gear there. All right, so how are you guys going to start the search?
Should we go back to looking for one of his disguises, or should we just start asking around about Pantorans?
Oh, one thing you do know about Corfi is that it is dominated by humans. However, the most significant minority is Pantorans.
Ask around about Pantorans who like to wear their shirts off.
Or we could ask about one of the numerous medical organizations we've made, or medical nonprofits we've made up over the course of our travels that Iwan Palwapa has used to either look for medical supplies or deliver medical supplies or
You
get into
know,
places.
I'll give you guys two boosts for that. I mean, I guess Rook saw mentions of that about Rogesh. So, sure. So, in other words, Pantorans who have been in disguises where a lot of clothing wasn't necessary, so acrobats and whatnot, and also Pantorans who may have been registered as medical officials of some sort. So, two boosts, and that's above and beyond any unskilled assistance. And yeah, so streetwise checks you guys can do to get some more or get your bearings around here. It's
So
going to be a hard check,
Rock has one rank in Streetwise.
and I'll upgrade that. So one red and two purples.
So if someone has a higher cunning, um,
What was your cunning?
my Rock's cunning is 1.
Oh, I have a cunning of 4. If anyone has
Um,
one higher.
Actually, I have a reroll on it for Streetwise. I have Natural Enforcer. So if you want to lend me your cunning, it'll be I have one rank in it, so it'll be 1 yellow, three green, but I have a reroll for it. I mean,
Sounds good to me.
all right. I'll flip, so make it 2 and 2. You said it's hard with 1 upgrade?
Uh-huh.
Okay, and we get 2 boosts from the other stuff. All right.
Okay. Yes, you actually you do get, oh, but those neither of those boosts actually did anything. So
Unfortunately.
um, you do find word of a Pantoran with that name, and yes, he has been seen around in the dome. And so as you travel toward, and I'll say that because of those advantages, you kind of have a good idea of the neighborhood that he's been seen in.
Okay.
Uh, Unfortunately, you see there is a crime scene in this neighborhood, and it is swarming with law enforcement officials.
Imperial officials or just or
Corfinian.
Griffinian. So Rock will try to get as close as he can without um, really like drawing notice to himself, even though that's really difficult. And he'll try to hear what people are sort of talking um, about the crime scene.
Erdo will do the same.
Okay. So, give me a. Well, so you're trying to do this openly or not so openly?
Well, Rock's just kind of moving into the crowd and trying to look and see if there is like a crowd around the crime scene or people standing and talking about it. Rock will just sort of join the crowd and see what he picks up as he's trying to peer into the crime scene because he is a bit tall.
And Erdo's going up to listen, but if all else fails, he's likely to ask one of the officers what's going on here.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I mean, they're keeping conversation very understated so that information doesn't get out. But you can definitely make a. I'm going to say it's a daunting perception or vigilance check.
Okay. 2, 3, 4. Oh. So that was Rock trying to overhear. Ooh.
Oh gosh. Okay, so you totally overhear, but with that many threats, I'm going to say that the law enforcement officials turn to you and see that you're talking and say, "You there? We need to ask you some questions." And so they approach you, but what you heard them say is that apparently there was a Pantoran that was squatting here. We don't know his name, um, but yes, he was one of the victims, and that's what you hear.
Okay. And they need to ask Erdo a few
Well,
questions.
who are
So,
you? What are you doing here? You don't look like you're a Corfinian. Where are you from?
no, I'm a tourist. Lately from Corellia. What can I what can I help you with, officers? I was just passing through.
All right, so that's going to be a. Oh yeah, it's a 3 red deception check.
Okay.
However, give me a hard core worlds check, and depending on the results, I may give you some bonuses because if you know core worlds, well, actually, are you from Corellia?
No, Erdo was referring to the coronet cell. Erdo has spent some time in the core worlds and the mid rim and the outer rim. His parents moved around a lot because they were university
Right.
professors and they worked. So he went to he lived in universities and dig sites basically.
Okay. Well, yeah. So go ahead and do a hard core worlds check, and let's see how much you really know about making yourself look like a Corellian. Okay. Yeah. Sure. So I will give you success and two advantages. I'll give you two boosts on the deception check. So it's three reds. Okay. Do take two strain for that. You're sweating a little bit, but they believe you. Okay. And so they start going through some questions like, were you in this neighborhood at the time? Blah, 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 just routine questions. But what do the rest of you guys want to do? I mean, there's a crime scene in there, and they mentioned a male Pantoran that was a victim.
Arak's not exactly sneaky, so he's not able to really do much. So he's just gonna stand. He's gonna keep trying to overhear or try to hear anything from people that are just sort of gathered around or talking. Um,
Can I
Um,
try convincing them I'm an investigator?
Yeah, absolutely. There will be a setback because you're not human. There is a
Yeah,
little bit of xenophobia here.
I was gonna tell them that I'm an investigator on my home planet of Cato Nemoidia, but if they want some help, I'd be more than willing to lend my expertise.
Oh,
Try.
I'm going to say that that's another setback, though, because someone from another jurisdiction, are you trying to tell us how to do our job? So,
No, I'm offering help.
well, they don't like that implication, so it's going to be two
Eh,
setbacks.
what's the difficulty?
Oh, three reds.
Uh, oh,
wow.
It looks like the problem is enough that one of the guys is about to say, "No, we don't need your help," and the other one's just like, actually, for something like this, and he kind of whispers to the other guy, we could use some help." And so he says, "Okay, come on up." And so he will let you in.
Oh my god, this is going to be such a long shot. But after a few moments of silence, Rook, after just grunting to himself, will walk over and say, I'm a bounty hunter hunting a Pantoran who went to ground on Corify. I need to see if my mark's in there.
Okay. So yeah, go for it. Three red deception check.
This is going to be one yellow die with that upgrade. Of course not.
Oh, three threats. And the guy says, "Where's your license?"
Those damn kids at the spaceport stole it. I start muttering as I walk off.
He says, we're going to need to take you in for questioning, and some of the guys start to follow you, but we'll resolve that later. What are the rest of you guys going to do?
can I take one of them as like my assistant, or would that be
I'll
another role?
say, since you got two successes, I'll let you bring one more person.
Who wants to be an assistant?
I guess Alro will come along.
Sounds good. Let's go, Alro.
Okay. 1 second.
Would Wolf maybe be able to try to sneak in while Rook has them distracted with his bounty hunter shenanigans?
I mean, yeah, you can try to sneak in. Sure. It's going to be kind of hard, though. It's a crime scene, so there are a lot of people that are milling about. So it'll be an opposed check, and I'll say that because of the situation, there are going to be some setbacks. So it's going to be three red and one setback. All right, yeah, you're able to sneak in. So the problem is that the actual crime scene, you can't just walk in there because they're forensics experts. But we can say that. Let us hold on to that thought. I'm going to move forward with Nahat and Alro. and then you can tell me maybe where you are after you've snuck in. And snuck is a word, guys. I know that there's like controversy on some talk show about snuck and sneaked, but yeah, here we go. Not all of you are here, obviously, but I just want to grab all the tokens so they're easy to grab. It sounded redundant, whatever. All right, there is blood everywhere. There are multiple forensics experts all over the place milling about. And what do you want to do?
Look for the Pantoran body.
There are no bodies here, actually.
Oh,
However, Alro and Nahat, both of you guys, give me a daunting perception check.
Daunting perception.
Mhm.
Okay. I don't know what it's for, but would having like her cyber scanner limb help with this kind of perception check?
Sure.
So like a boost, yeah.
Yeah. Eesh. Harm. All right, I know what to do with that. But I'll let Nahat do his roll first. Okay. So, you notice one of the forensics experts. I need to think about this 1 second. All right. So, gosh, with that triumph, and with 3 threats. All right. So this is what you notice. You notice a small disc, but with those 3 threats, one of the forensic experts also sees the disc at the same time. What do you guys do? Looks like a hollow disc.
I think Alro will like maybe look at Nahat and say, "Nahat, you dropped your journal."
Okay.
Like to the holodisk.
Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be a deception check.
it appears that I've dropped my disc.
All right, it will be a 3 red deception check.
Oh, God.
Can we combine for this?
Yeah, I mean you can absolutely do skilled assistance. Yeah.
I have 2 green. That's it.
Oh, I mean,
have
Nahat
3.
can make the check if he. So in other words, or it can be an unskilled boost that you give to him. So it's up to you guys.
Yeah, sure.
I have 2 green, 2 green, 2 yellow.
Yeah, definitely. You do that.
And I'll get a boost from the clever lie. And you think I should flip?
I think so. I think Destiny's on our side this time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna flip back then. You guys have.
You monster.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta keep it interesting. So.
So
So it's actually 3 red, 1 purple now.
3 red, 1 purple. Okay. And okay, I don't have anything else that'll help with that. Okay. Hey.
So go ahead and take 2 strain. You're sweating bullets here, and the guy says, "Oh, okay," and turns away and is milling through some other things.
Cool.
Yeah,
so
that's why
Alra will pick it up and like hand it to Nahat, but she'll make sure to want to like analyze it later.
Yeah, so you guys
Yeah.
kind of have free reign of this room right now because of those two triumphs. And so tell me what you want to do before I switch back to the others.
Can Alro kind of make a, I guess what would be like a crime scene check, like basically try to figure out how the crime went down based on like the surroundings, like oh, the bullet hole entered at 45 degrees, or you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I mean you can just do a medical check to start testing the blood.
oh, sure.
Do we both make medical check or?
No, just one check for the party.
Okay.
So that is going to be a oh, it's actually just going to be an average medicine check. I'll upgrade it once though. Okay, so you know that some of this blood is Regesh's. With those advantages, you also know that their poison has been involved. The other victims, though, yeah, Ragesh definitely gave as good as he got. So a lot of the blood is someone else's. And you're going to need to give me a daunting, and it's going to be upgraded once medicine or xenology check.
Xenology.
Mhm.
I have one in that. Do you have better?
I have nothing in theology, but I'll
Okay.
definitely cheer you on to give you an unskilled boost.
I'll flip.
A
Okay. So, those, I don't know what to do with those threats, but with the triumph, yeah, you recognize this blood. This blood is Defil blood. They are a very rare species from, with that triumph, I'll go ahead and give it to you. Yeah, so from the planet FL, and yeah, very dangerous in that they are able to bend light and appear invisible in shadows.
What would you say they're called? Ethel?
I'll type it out.
Ethel. Okay.
They're not very
and-
well known, so, but the bits that you've heard, they tend to be assassins.
Okay.
And also, so what you'll remember from mission reports is that Captain Compnor used Defil assassins to kill Edric Nors. However, he then betrayed them to make himself look like a hero.
Okay. Okay, so I think we'll like. Is there anything else you have in mind, Mahat?
No, but we should as quickly as possible get the morgue.
Yeah, and on the way.
Oh, I mean, as you're talking, they say, I mean, they didn't actually find bodies here.
Oh,
It's-
what?
Yeah, they just said that the known victim, the one person who was squatting in this abandoned building, was a Pantoran male.
Is there a trail? all?
Possibly. You'll need survival checks. So it'll be a hard survival check to pick up a trail.
Boost from the what from a cyber scanner then, like being able to like.
I'm sure.
find
Actually,
that-
but before you do that, I want to go over to Wolf.
yeah.
Wolf, give me a 3 red, 1 purple, 2 black perception or vigilance check.
Alright. Let's see. I'll just roll perception. Jeez.
Okay. You do not notice anything. I'm going to switch back to the other group. So you know that there's a possible trail that you can find, and you would need to leave the building, of course, and then kind of scout around so you can regroup with everyone. I'm going to say at this point that I will actually roll a force die for me. Jack, I need a force die.
Oop, sorry.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like they're just too busy with this, so they don't even want to bother with giving you any citation or anything for not having your license. So, no obligation for you. And now I need a hard survival check from you guys to pick up this trail.
What's your survival?
I, let's see here. Survival is 4 green.
Okay, so you can take it with a boost from. I guess Alro's unskilled assistance would be her cyber scanner trying to find the traces of blood.
All right. And I'll flip.
Wolf.
What's the difficulty? Was it 3 green, 3 red?
No, it's 3 purple.
Okay.
I will flip that though, so 1 red, 2 purple.
Okay. All right.
Dustin just said that he has
Yeah. Can I ask? Can I? Yeah, let's get Wolf. I'll go outside, and I'll try bringing him to where we were. Do I have to make a deception? We'll have to make a deception check.
No, I mean you're fine. You've kind of moved away from the law enforcement officials. You've done what you need to do, and so now you're,
Okay.
doing your own thing.
I'll say, Wolf, my friend. Let's see if we can pick up a blood trail. I know how you Rhodians are so fond of hunting.
Yeah, let's try it.
So I flipped, so give yourself an extra yellow.
And I guess you can't get skilled and unskilled. So yeah.
You said you were rolling 4 greens, right? What was the setback, or what was the reds and setback for the?
3, just 3 purple.
I'm curious, Erdo, were you in Cold Comfort, your character, or was it just a VR?
Erdo hasn't been in either a actual Cold Comfort or the VR Cold Comfort.
Okay.
Yeah, this stuff just comes up with me where I kind of know about it, but Erdo definitely wasn't involved.
Got it. Okay. Oh, success. So, yes, you do find a trail that the law enforcement officials have not. So, you start to follow it. And I need everyone to give me a 3 red, 1 purple, 2 black perception or vigilance check.
Don't forget about boost for being in short range of Erdo.
Yes.
Rock would probably try sticking with... Well, Erdo, you didn't actually go in the crime scene, right?
No, he was stuck outside answering questions.
But
Alright.
I think we've rejoined with
Yeah,
you
you've
now.
all rejoined each other. Yeah. Okay, well, you did get a success, so,
Holy
2
moly.
successes. Ooh, nice. So, everyone who got a success, you see 2 shadows split up, and you hear running. So, you've got, you notice the Defils. You've got 2 Defils. One is heading north, one is heading east. Where do you go? Which way do you go?
Rook says under his breath, "Defel," and starts running to the one that was going to the east.
Erdo will chase the one to the north.
All right, so I'm going to... So east and then north. And everyone split up how you want to go.
I guess it makes sense for me to go that way.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? RP-wise, Nahat wouldn't want to go with Rock after the way he acted.
Okay, no, that's totally valid.
So
So
then
I need...
I'll go with Rock and Erdo then.
Okay. At this point, I need the team captains, so to speak, to roll 1d100 high as bad. So Erdogan and Rook.
Beat that, Erdo.
Okay, so Rook, you are heading to the east, and I'm only going to move your tokens over for right now. And these things are fast, but you know you're doing a good job keeping up with them. And for Rook's team, the Devil all of a sudden stops, and it turns around. What do you say to it? It's within long range of you.
What would I say to it? We have questions you need to answer.
Oh, so do we. And it's not the Devil that speaks. One moment. So, a human man steps into view, and oh, some of you wouldn't. I don't think any of you would recognize him. You would have heard of him from reports. So, give me 1 second. From the ones who read their reports very closely, you would know that this is Dalen Oberos, a bounty hunter that the team tangled with in Mask of the Pirate Queen. And as he steps into view, you see multiple ripples all around you. And I need you guys to roll initiative.
Uh-oh.
Oh, well, at least he doesn't have Aura Sing with him. Look on the bright side.
I'm not really liking our combat odds.
Oh boy.
It was a trap,
Oh.
guys. They did it on purpose to split you up.
God. Oh, God.
Nice.
And of
I-
course,
I-
our initiative sucks ass.
Mhm.
2.1.1, and then 0.2.
Well, I've had fun playing this all.
I said Alro on the other team to like add some additional firepower, but I should have. I mean, Rock is all the firepower you ever need.
Yeah, I was wondering your choices there.
Yeah.
That one is actually 7.2. 8.2.
I'm sorry, 7.2?
8.2.
Okay. Is that the only NPC role? Or-
No.
Ah. 3.4. Okay, well, without a doubt, an NPC goes first. So while I'm calculating this,
And I've got one more roll. And that one is actually 8.4.
and is that the
That's the
he's
last one.
off one. All right. All right, then 1.4, 3.5.
All right, so I need all three of you to roll 1d100 high as bad.
Oh, God.
Oh, man. Sorry, Dustin.
3.5.
Dang it, dude.
All right, so what are your range defenses?
1.
All right, so there is a shot that rings out.
Can I say that I went prone whenever all these guys came out?
Sure, you can flip a destiny point to do it. Yeah. I mean, but would you Well, would you actually
I mean,
go prone in front of all these melee people?
How
Only
close
you
are
only
they? They're
see
at long
melee
range,
people.
right?
Um,
Because you said.
they're
Oh,
you don't see any weapons in their hands. One is at long range. The rest of them are within medium range, but they don't have any blasters. In other words, yes, you are being shot by a ranged attack, but you don't see the person who's attacking you. You only see melee people around you. Well, actually, Dalen, he's got a blaster rifle, but
all right, never mind.
well, we can say that you get into cover when you see all this. How's that? That's better. I mean, you wouldn't drop prone, but you would definitely get cover. So we'll give another defense for that.
Okay.
All right, so this shot is at extreme range, but the person who's shooting does have a telescoping sight, so it drops it down to hard. And ooh, here's a shot. Okay, and I'm only doing this because this is absolutely what this NPC would do. Flipping a destiny point, adding soft spot, and so soft spot's going to add 4 damage to this already, so that's 8. That's going to be 25 pierce 4.
Oh, so she is here.
Okay.
You lied to me. You said she wasn't here.
I have no idea what this madman's planning.
So Dalen just says, "You will help us find Rogesh Vai."
Yes, we will.
So, I mean, do we even need to do a fight, or...
No.
Rook looks at all the Defel, the sniper shot that just freaking downed Wolf and Dellen, and he just sheathes his weapon. However,
Okay.
while he does it,
Mhm.
he wants to turn on his comlink.
Okay. Yeah. So you turn on your comlink. You're gonna need a skullduggery check to do this without them noticing. 'Cause, I mean, remember, this guy is he is a bounty hunter. He knows tricks like this. So that's going to be against his perception because he is actively looking at you. So that is going to be 4 reds.
Alright, well, I'll flip whatever good it will do. Remember, this guy has 1 cunning.
You never know.
Of course not.
I've made tougher rolls with
So
longer
he actually
rounds.
says, "Stop right there," and you see him tap his earpiece and says, "Ara, put your sights on the hairy one. Try that again," and she's blowing you right through the head.
Dishonorable scum. And he just
Not.
he palms the comlink back in his pocket.
And Dalen grins and just says, "Thanks for the compliment." And he says, "You all have caused me quite a bit of trouble. Your team took our bounty that we worked so hard for with that damned pirate queen. However, I met up with these Defil who were searching for a one Rogesh Vai, and when I found out who their target was associated with, well, Ara and I signed up for half price. And so we're going to flip back to the other team. So you guys have given up, right? So they are...
Well, actually, once he says that, Rook perks an eyebrow and says, "Your associate was in a prime place to get as much information on the Pirate Queen as she wanted, yet she seemed to pass up the chance."
which associate?
Aura, who was invited by the Pirate Queen to her hangout, but instead just decided to saunter off.
Oh, right. So he says, Aura, what is this about? And so he's talking to her, but the Defil are going to crowd around you guys. So,
Oh, okay.
but I mean that was a good point actually. I like that you brought that up, but we'll have to resolve that later. I'm going to go back to the other team real quick here. Okay. So, other team, I need another daunting, upgraded 3 times, and well, 3 red, 1 purple, 2 black perception or vigilance check as you turn an alleyway.
Okay, are you sure we wouldn't catch him before he was able to make a turn, though? Erdo's pretty fast.
And likewise is Rock.
Erdo could go a number of maneuvers, or a long distance in a maneuver, theoretically.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's do this. Let's make it a competitive athletics check between the Defil and you guys.
Okay,
So Rock's athletics are 4 yellow and a green. Or 4 yellow, 2 green.
should we roll independently if we're willing to split up?
Well, you're going the same direction as him, but no, you guys can roll. Each one of you can roll this competitive check.
Okay.
So we'll just see who catches up with the guy. So it's going to be versus 2 reds because we're going to inject some chances for despairs for this.
Is it possible to just take 2 maneuvers like normal and not have to roll the athletics check?
Well, no, this is over obstacles, turning corners. I mean, there's environmental stuff that people are
And there's
negotiating.
no chance we can roll coordination instead.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, not in this case only because you would need athletics to actually catch up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, fair enough.
I mean, usually I do let those 2 be interchangeable, but there will... Tell
In
you
a
what,
foot
actually,
race, it's
you
not
can
the
do
same.
it. I'll say yeah, but add a difficulty, so it'll be 2 reds and a purple for you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll do that.
Oh! Oh, but wait. He does have a reroll. So here goes.
Oh, coordination.
So Rock has 4 successes.
But the Defil does have a triumph.
And a despair.
Despair. So,
I have an idea. So, the Devil could round that corner as Rock's about to catch him, but the corner's a dead end.
So what's his triumph?
His triumph is he's able to evade Rock from just catching him on the street.
Isn't
That's an idea.
Maybe he gets a call off if he's associated with
Oh
these.
no, I have it. So yes, he does come up against a dead end, but his triumph is that you hear sirens. It looks like the Corfinian authorities are getting involved here too. So you've got a turn to do what you need to do before the authorities get here.
So, so at this point, Rock knows that he's in there, and so Rock's going to do something. He's going to take out a little bit of frustration. He's going to draw. No, he's not going to draw more. How?
Oh, he's going to say, "Harm me, and your 3 friends are dead. It
Oh,
was
I'm not
all a
gonna-
trap. We split you up, and Dalen will take them out."
And then Rock's going to go, okay, that's fine. Now I'm going to take 2 strain for 2 ranks of intimidating, and I'm going to get right up in his face, and I'm going to tell him, you're going to tell me where Rogesh and my friends are, or else.
Okay. It's going to be 3 reds.
So it's
And 11
downgraded. It's downgraded twice because of intimidating, and I have 2
Okay.
rank. So it's 2 purple and a red, and
Okay. So he says to you, "That's who we're looking for. That's why we split you up so that we could catch you to find him."
Rock goes, well, you're going to take us to Dalen and you're going to ensure our friends are not hurt or are unharmed.
And he just says, "To remove the shame of what happened to us and to restore Lalith, to his rightful position. I gladly give my life. And he tries to kill himself.
How does he try to kill himself?
Well, you see him bite really hard. It looks like he's got a cyanide pill.
Can I jam my fist in his mouth? Like, just right in there.
I mean, that's...
Rip out his lower jaw and then nothing happens.
I could. It keeps him from dying.
Now.
Oh, gosh. I mean, okay, yes, I will allow it, but that's going to be a formidable check.
I'm gonna jam my fist in his mouth? Oh, in time, yeah.
Well, in time, and also because you're trying to, stop a cyanide pill that he's bitten into. I mean, that's...
Well, I mean, could the triumph be, he says that stuff, so Rock just because Rock's heard this before, and he's seen people try to do this before. So when he starts saying, for the sake of whatever, to put it in balance, I gladly give my life, and then the hand just starts moving towards his mouth.
Rock grabs his tongue.
Well, I'm gonna say if you're gonna try to make the triumph on you noticing and realizing that he's doing this, that it's gonna need to be like a vigilance or perception check there.
Okay. I'm more than happy to use vigilance.
Okay. Yeah. So formidable check upgraded once.
So formidable is okay. All right.
5 purple.
Upgrade. Gives me the extra yellow.
Okay.
I get it in there.
Sure. All right, you do it. With the threat, you knock out one of his teeth, and he can't speak right now, but you got the cyanide pill.
All right, so I'm just gonna well, I guess I'm just gonna keep my hand as well because I don't want to try to pull the tooth out because I'll probably crush it. But I'm gonna yell to Erdo to get in here and get this tooth out. I'm also gonna grab him so he can't just try to slip away with or try to slip his hand off my mouth. So one of Rock's hands is holding the back of the devil's head as the other one is just sort of crammed in his mouth.
Okay.
So he can't get
So,
away.
as Erdo rounds the corner, he's going to thumb back toward the sirens and just suggest that we beat feet.
Okay.
Uh,
So you're gonna take this guy captive, I assume, right?
Oh yeah, we're totally taking captive, but I want
Okay.
Erdo to get the tooth out so he doesn't try to kill himself, and I
Okay.
don't crush it.
Erdo will try and do that while we're... yeah, I guess Erdo will give it a shot.
Okay.
And Rock
Yeah.
will just sort of move his hand so it pries the mouth open.
It's going
and
to
hold
be a daunting check upgraded once natively, and I'll upgrade it again. Because the despairs will be that the cyanide is still released.
Okay, what roll do you want?
Medicine.
You get
Okay.
an
Artist
unskill boost
Erdo
from Rock.
I'm going to say that Erdo does not have time to pull out his physician's kit, but I'll take the unskilled boost from Rock.
Good
So you want
RP.
2 red, 2 purple?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very good RP, by the way. Nice work. Good job.
Okay, and then let's get the hell out of there.
Oh yeah.
While
So
they're
Rock's gonna grab him and beat feet.
while they're doing this, to help get some heat off our tail, Alro would have took her recon droid and had it have its alarm going off and make it seem as if it's basically kind of a distraction to be and have it go in the opposite direction. Be they went this way, it could have possibly been a police recon droid. Is that
Okay.
possible?
Yeah, sure. However, this is going to be a little bit of a different check. For this one, I'm going to say it is going to be a mechanics check, but based on your cunning.
Okay. Let me see. Okay.
Kind of a special blend for...
What
Raiden.
difficulty?
It's going to be a hard check upgraded twice.
Oh.
You got this all around. You got this. Or JB.
Ugh.
Oh boy. Okay, the authorities are catching up with you guys, and it looks like the Devil is making things a lot harder because he is dead weight. And not only that, he is actively grabbing onto things with his claws, making things take longer. Even
Can
if
I-
he's knocked out, he's still going to be a weight on you guys. What are you going to do? You've got the authorities that are coming after you, and
Are they within sight of us now? Or
no, but they will be very soon. So in other words,
do we see any abandoned buildings? Like, are
Yeah.
we running across them?
yeah. You do see some a little bit further ahead that you could probably get to, but I need to know right now. In other words, so you've got a choice. You can drop the devil and get there without making a roll, or you can try to keep him
Rock's
and
gonna keep the
make a
devil.
roll.
Yeah, we're keeping him.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right, so it's going to be an opposed athletics check with him. He is doing his best to make it hard for you guys.
Okay.
So it is going to be 4 reds, and I'm going to flip 4 reds and a purple.
Take unskilled assistance from Erdo, I guess. Who is, I don't know, batting at his hands or
Yeah.
whapping him on the nose when necessary.
I wish I had time to have knocked him out, but there just wasn't time. Oh, come
Oh my
on!
god.
That's awful.
Wow. Do you have a reroll for athletics?
Let me check. I don't believe so. Sec.
So I know what I want to do with the 2 despairs. So what do you guys want to do with the 2 triumphs? Do realize though, I mean, you did fail, so the triumphs will have to be something unrelated, or related, but on a different axis.
So I don't have a reroll. Could the triumphs be that as he's struggling and Rock's sort of struggling against him, his head like dings against the light pole, knocking him out, so he decloaks?
Well, the cloaking isn't. It's a natural ability. It doesn't really need to have.
So it doesn't need like conscious effort to.
Right.
Okay. But then could it be that he's knocked out, like he wings his head and he's unconscious?
Sure. I mean, you can put him right in bright light or something, or
Yeah,
we can say
well,
that
and-
he's in bright light, so
Yeah,
he's
in
not
that
completely
case-
stealthed.
In that case, we're gonna get caught by the cops because I'm fairly sure that's what the despairs are gonna be. But we can say this is a devil assassin. It's probably tied to that. We caught him and kept him from killing himself.
Okay.
And we were gonna try to find somewhere where we could talk to him and try to figure out what happened because we're working with the Nemoidian.
So,
he hired
yes, you are stopped by multiple Corfinian law enforcement land speeders. They block off both exits from this alleyway, and they just say, "You are under arrest." Those are the despairs. They're going to take you
Tommy?
for question. Mhm.
Before they start talking to us, would there have been a chance for Alro to connect that hollow disk to her datapad to like copy information?
Flip a destiny point, and we'll say you did.
Okay, so when they come to arrest us, Alro will hold up the holodisk and say, "We saw him at the scene of the crime. Remember me? I was there with the Nemoidian inspector, and this is what the perp that we followed dropped." So we're
Wait a
giving
minute,
this-
but you had already told one of the forensics guys that it was
That it
his.
was the journal.
They will
Oh,
track
is that
back.
forensic guy there?
Remember, you told. Well, no, but remember, the. Okay, never mind. No, you can do exactly that. That's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, just
And
do
Rock-
realize law enforcement officials do talk to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not worried about them. I just want to get out of this situation right now. You know.
Well, I mean, handing over a devil assassin.
Well, in other words, they're still going to
Yeah.
bring you in for questioning, guys, no matter what.
Yeah.
That's the 2 despairs. So.
Yeah.
Then maybe.
Alro found devil blood in the crime scene, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we found a devil assassin, and we tracked him
Okay.
down and we caught him. So you don't need to hand over the disc. They'll probably ask you what's on it. You could say it's, I don't know. You could say you found it on. You could say you found it on the devil assassin. He was trying to destroy it and kill himself.
Mhm.
Wait, what?
I think we should just stick with the previous story for the disc if we're considering this.
All right, sure.
Yeah, how are we, like, I don't think I can make that's a pretty big lie. Like,
Okay. Then it's just it's.
I mean, I guess what I'm saying, though, is that Alra, why do you need to give them the disc when,
I'm
Oh, that's
hoping to
true,
give
yeah.
them the disc as a
especially
way
when
of
you
them.
don't even know what's on the disc?
Yeah.
So just RP wise, your
I-
character
I-
would. Do you know what I mean?
What I'm hoping, like what I'm thinking, like even RP wise, is that she's copied the information. Did they like basically
When?
as we
Well,
were
we
running?
said that as a Destiny point, she was able to copy the information, but you still didn't see what was on it, is what I'm saying.
No, but like we don't know what's on it. But she's trying to use it as like, I don't know why you're chasing us, but we were just helping with the investigation, and this is a piece of evidence. She's basically trying to use it as a way, like leverage to not arrest them.
Oh,
Like, she's
well,
not
we
sure why
have.
it's-
Well, but you already have the Defil, is what I'm saying. So
Yeah,
you
the
don't
Defil-
necessarily
that's
need.
fair enough. That's true.
Yeah, so I'm just saying that because you have no idea what is on that disc, I don't think. I mean, would Aura really give that to someone without knowing what's on it?
Not
know what
not
I
if
mean?
we. I forgot. I don't know how I forgot this, but I forgot we had the duffel with us. So
Yeah,
then,
yeah.
no,
So-
no. Then yes, that she would not do that then.
okay.
So- We tracked it. We've got the Defil. And Rock will cooperate. He'll hold his hands up. He'll say that he has an axe tied to his back. It's his weapon, and that he won't resist. He'll cooperate.
Okay. All right. So, they are. Yeah, they're going to take you in for questioning. So, give me 1 second though, because this is so very different from the last session. So I need to think about how to proceed here. Okay.
What? Why? Oh, they're questioning us. They're not arresting us.
Well, you're going to be brought into the station for questioning.
Yeah,
but we're not under arrest, right?
no, like they're not charging us with anything. They're arresting us so that we don't resist or don't try to escape as they bring us.
that's fine.
Okay, so this is what's going to happen. You guys are taken to the station. However, as Corfi is a civilized place, you do get, each of you gets a call that you can make. You get your one call. However, as who wants to take the, I'm going to say Erdwin takes this call. So, as you're about to make a call on your data pad, maybe you're going to look up pro bono lawyers in the area or something. Well, no, you're just being questioned, actually. So, never mind.
Yeah,
The
we're not
three
being
of
held.
you- yeah, the three of you are being questioned. You're not being held, so you're there of your own volition. So, while you're in one of the rooms, all three of you, your data pads light up, or comlinks, but Aura has a data pad, so you do get a vid screen of this.
Rock will activate his internal one.
All right, so you see someone who you may not have met in person, but you do recognize her. It's Avadri Norse on the line.
Oh, Rock would recognize her.
Okay,
Like, he's not friends with the Norse family, but he recognizes her.
right. All right, so you see Avadri Norse, and she is crying. She looks extremely upset.
Rock will text back, "What's wrong? Can't really talk. Can text."
No, Erdo would answer it. Erdo would answer. He's not gonna turn away a call from a crying woman.
All right, and she says, "Agents of the broker, I thought we were friends." You hear a scream in the background, and you recognize it as Rogesh.
What's
I'm
going
sorry,
on?
I don't understand. Miss Norse.
Who is Rogesh Vai to you?
It's a complicated answer.
Trusted friend and companion.
So at this point, she moves out of the way, and you can see Rogesh strapped to a gurney. His face is swollen with claw marks and contusions, with one eye blackened and closed shut. There are tear streaks down his face, and the veins on his arms are a sickly greenish black. You see Avandri's captain of the guard, Gunnar Lofgren, injecting something into his right arm, causing him to scream again.
What are you doing
Rogesh
to him?
and Avandri gets back into the vid screen, and you were going to say something?
Does that look like standard yet painful medical care?
Not really. So she says, Rogesh and I have had a long conversation. He has revealed everything to me. The fact that you had the man who killed my father and never thought to tell me about it, that not only did you refrain from serving him justice, you allowed him to join your team?
Miss Norris, we did not know. He has not told us everything, but the man he was is not the man you have on the table.
Did he or did he not join your team for several months after you knew he was Captain Compnor, the man who killed my father?
Oh shoot, maybe I didn't read the mission reports carefully enough. But
well, no. So in other words, when Rogesh joined you guys, no one told Avandri about him. He's been with the team since September.
Right. I think I didn't read enough to know that Captain Compnor had killed her father.
Yes.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All of Rogesh's terrible past misdeeds are coming back to haunt him right now.
Yeah, he should have been making a few phone calls, I think.
Well, remember, the whole reason why he's on Corfi was to find out about... Well, we'll get to that, but...
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. So, she says that. What do you say?
Miss Norris, lots of Imperial defectors have done a lot of terrible things.
Yes, they have. But you'll find that anyone pushed far enough can be capable of terrible things. Since you all are so very good at solving cold cases, I have one for you. If you want Rogesh to live, you will finish what he started. Discover who killed my mother 20 years ago, and I'll return Captain Compnor to you. Though, I can't promise he won't be missing a limb or two. And at that, Gunnar injects Rogesh's other arm, causing Rogesh to scream even louder, the sound of it echoing in your comlinks.
Miss Norris, Captain Compnor doesn't exist.
And with that, we end with Triple Threat. And this will be continued in next week's Shadow of the Broker 52, The Heart of Winter. All right. So, it's I know this was a really tough mission. Lots of crazy things going on here. But, yep. And we've got agents that have been captured by Dalen Oberos, but don't worry, we'll figure that out. I'll need some time to think about how to merge these two sessions, but yeah. All right, let's talk about XP. So first up, we've got 15 base XP and +1 for decrypting the message from the broker to M1 M3. And second here. And you guys tell me some of the things that remind me of some of the good moments.
Rock jumping on the grenade?
Yes, +1 for that. Absolutely.
Nahat talking down Pokill?
Yes, +1 for that. I will give also +1 for, well, no, there was a lot of
spares galore this session.
Getting onto the
Yeah,
crime
yeah,
scene?
the roller was pretty deadly. What are you guys at right now?
I have us at 18.
Yep.
Okay, I'll give you +1 for Nahat getting into uh,
Crime scene.
the crime scene and doing his thing. But I think I'm gonna lock it there. Um, yeah.
Okay.
All right, and did we trigger anybody's obligation? Or oh, we did, but we didn't have any
We did.
Imperials, so
No Imperials,
no
so
Imperials and no duty, correct?
Uh,
Okay,
no.
we're gonna go into MERP and MVP. So most interesting role player, your nominations.
I want to say Erdo. If only for it's like that whole thing with Pakil. I think and Erdo was able to probably make the best connection, best advocate for Rogesh's and Pakil for Pakil's side too, defense. That was
yeah.
a whole mess. I like what Erdo said a lot, both in regards to defending Rogesh as a new man and defending Pakil from Rock.
Hmm. All right, yeah. Any other nominations? Erdo, this is for MERP, not MVP.
Yeah, I think it's I thought that was a great role playing and a great.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah, that's valid. All right, looks like we've got nominations for Erdogan and Rock, so let's vote. All right, it looks like Erdogan's got it, so congratulations, Erdogan, on most interesting role player. Now we're going to move to MVP. So, who do you guys think really moved things along, got things going, and jumped those hurdles of dice?
I'm gonna say Nahat.
Yeah, Nahat made a lot of really clutch social roles.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I would also like to nominate Rock for the grenade because
Yeah.
that could have really hobbled our group from the very beginning.
Yeah. All right, so it looks like we've gotten Hot and Rock for MVP. So put in your votes. All right, need votes, guys.
I'm torn because
Mm.
it was a good point with Nahat, a good point with Rock. I'm actually going to end up voting for Nahat, if only because Rook actually could have taken the explosion.
Okay.
It's nitpicky, but I'll take it.
All right, so congratulations to Nahat for MVP. And with that, I will cut the recording here, but see you guys next week with Heart of Winter, and I'll stick around for just a little bit after this, as always. See you guys later.